Robinhood shares spiked on a report that FTX might be looking to acquire it. So this is according to a report from Bloomberg. They said no formal offer had been made, but insiders said the exchange is looking at a possible deal. However, in an email to CoinDesk, CEO Sam Bankman-Fried said, "We are excited about Robinhood's business prospects and potential ways we could partner with them. And I've always been impressed by the business." He added that there are no active M&A conversations with Robinhood. So the key word for me here is active. My pure speculation is that they were probably in talks. SBF acquired 7.6% of Robinhood shares a few months ago. I feel like during the bull cycle, maybe there were some talks. Pen didn't hit paper. We're in a bear market now. FTX is pulling back on some of their sports sponsorships, and maybe this also fell by the wayside. That is pure speculation. I have no information. But Zach, I'm going to kick it down to you.
Yeah, I don't know. Markets are so silly, right? It's like buy the rumor, sell the news. And we saw Robinhood stock surge yesterday on talk of SBF becoming more involved, and now it's kind of back down. But yeah, markets act interestingly on information that sometimes may or may not be fully baked. I thought that was kind of the takeaway for me seeing this occur yesterday. There is sort of like a juicy potential future in which SBF runs everything, right? We talked about this
Yes.
in the context of crypto lending platforms, right? Whether it's Voyager, whether it's BlockFi, whatever's going to happen there. But to imagine that it would also expand itself more widely into the world of traditional finance is pretty crazy to think about. I mean, in some respects, FTX is trying to do the Robinhood model, right? They're rolling out stock trading in FTX US. They're trying to bring more things to this marketplace that will make it sort of that super app that all these fintech and crypto firms are really aspiring to be. So it does make sense. You could imagine it, that these two things might merge in some way, shape, or form. But this seems pretty preliminary at this point, if indeed the initial report was even true. So it's going to be interesting to see what SBF times Robinhood ultimately ends up looking like. But yeah, when you buy a big stake in the company, you can imagine that some interesting discussions may be unfolding behind the scenes. Wendy, what are your thoughts?
So if you actually follow like FTX US and some of their little other Twitter accounts that they have, they're very much bullish on regulatory framework. They're very much bullish into getting into traditional assets or offering similar traditional products to American users, like on FTX US. I don't remember what new product they just offered. There's something open for beta. But once I saw that they were going to go ahead, or that Sam did acquire some stake, or Alameda, whomever it was, they did acquire some stake in Robinhood, I was like, oh my God, I know exactly what they're doing. And I'm speculating here because I don't have the sources in front of me, but I do think that we are going to see FTX, especially FTX US, really get involved in traditional financial assets and offer both of crypto products and traditional financial asset products to the masses. And it's all going to be on one platform and you're all going to have access to it. So that's why I feel like they made that strategic investment into Robinhood for that reason, because in that email you read, you said that they're looking to I forget the exact verbiage, but kind of partner or utilize some of their resources. So me as a business, Wendy, that's what it means to me long term down the road. And I always love this sideshow that we have of Daddy Chad on the show.
Daddy Sam, your nails match the FTX logo there. It was so nice looking at them while we saw the FTX logo happening. Does Sam have too much power already? I just feel like we're getting to a world where, do we want this? Do we want Sam Bankman-Fried to have his hands in everything? No.
Probably not.
But he's so lovable.
I think he's in the process of being built up as this billionaire hero figure. And I think the opposite of that may ultimately unfold, right? He is this sort of super smart, maybe cutthroat, but also just kind of funny dude who is himself. So he's an interesting combination of things. Whether or not he becomes sort of the, I don't know what you would call it, the titan that people are sort of imagining him to become. I don't know. There's plenty of money to be made in the crypto space, and whether or not he leverages that into more TradFi ownership stuff, I don't know. TBD. Wendy, what are your thoughts?
One of the things I kind of want to say, I guess, in closing, I don't know, is that there's still like, he's still a real person. Like, I feel that we see people in mainstream media or like crypto media, and we look at them like, oh, they're this, they're that, they have money, they did this or that. But realistically, like, they're just people. They're just people like you and I. They get up the same way, they go to sleep the same way, they put shoes on the same way. Well, maybe some people don't put their shoes on the same
Sam
way.
doesn't put shoes on the same way.
Well, my daughter,
Seen
my
those
daughter
laces.
definitely puts the wrong shoes on her feet. So I don't know. I just feel like we should look at people as people, and that's all I just wanted to
I'm
say.
with you on that. The lionization of these people does feel weird, right? It's like, when did Jeff Bezos become Jeff Bezos, right? Or like, when did, Zuckerberg become a thing? Or when did Steve Jobs ascend to cult hero status? It's sort of this weird, I don't know, fascination that I think the media or just humans in general have. They want to establish these characters that we can then relate to through their highs and their lows. And I think Sam is sort of in this weird process of becoming one of those characters. And sometimes it feels kind of icky to see it unfold in the mainstream press, but who knows? Jen, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, so when I said he's so lovable, our producer wrote us and said maybe he's cutthroat, not lovable. And you just mentioned all these characters: Steve Jobs, Mark Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos, and to achieve that level of wealth and to achieve what they've achieved, you can't always be doing the right thing for all the people under you. And so I just, Sam is portrayed as this lovable character in crypto who's out here to save everyone. And I would just love to know the other side of that story. Maybe we'll get it one day.
Yeah, I don't know. There's something extremely human about that desire for like archetypical character types. And I think Sam is sort of stepping into that in a weird way. But hey, I don't know. What's the next like crypto analog? CZ? Would he be the person who's sort of on the downswing of this lionization? We saw him on Bloomberg Business Week cover, and he wasn't happy with what that was ultimately framed as. But hey, I don't know.